and welcome to another episode of Is You Like Your Family or Is You Not? I'm your host, Jenny from the blog. Now, let me explain to you what we do here. We look at your family and all parts of your family using a sociological perspective so we can determine if they have had a major impact on your being and how. Now that we've discussed how this works, time to bring out our guest of the evening, Jennifer Zammit!
Thank you. Okay, I see you.
Thank you for having me today, Jenny from the blog. Thank you for coming today, Jennifer. What we're going to do here is I'm simply just going to interview you and ask you a few questions about your family. And we will look at your family at a sociological perspective. First, tell me about yourself. Well, my name is Jennifer Zammit. I am 24 years old. I have 3 siblings. An older sister named Joy, she is 30 and happily married. I have an older brother named Christopher, he is 28, never been married. I have a younger brother named Zachary, and he will be 21 this summer. I am from New York City. It is where my grandparents immigrated from Port-au-Prince, Haiti. My grandparents were married in the 1940s but got divorced in 1985, and my parents never did marry, so I am a bastard, but the best darn bastard you're ever gonna need. Right. Anyways, next question is, how would you say that your family may have influenced you and your growth as a person? And what roles did you play in your family growing up? Well, growing up, my family was actually always very, very close. When you all migrate from one country to another, you know, families must stick together to make sure they flourish properly in a new environment, you understand? I would say they molded me because they made me very versatile. They taught me how to deal with all kinds of people, being that we were so diverse. And I grew up in such a diverse city, New York City, that is. I played many roles over the years in my family. I've always been the black sheep of the family, definitely. I've always been into music and performance. They called me dramatic. Can you believe it? All my other siblings, they simply played sports. My mother, however, I would say I am absolutely just like her in every way. Live freely, but she was also quite timid sometimes. I wouldn't use that word to describe myself. Ah! Now tell me, how have social factors influenced you and your growth as a person? You know, being a young Haitian American, I did not speak English first. I actually spoke Haitian Creole first. So my English was good, but I did have a very thick accent. It was very hard to understand me for a while. So once I moved to Ohio, I did suffer quite a bit of bullying from not being able to pronounce words properly. So, you were saying you moved from New York City to Ohio. How did the social environment influence your family? When the social environment changed, I would say that my family definitely made an extreme change to their personalities. When living in New York, we were diverse, but just as diverse as everyone else. So it wasn't uncommon to be different. Once we moved to Ohio, we became the most diverse ones in the room. And I think that intimidated some people. I would say we all suffered some sort of bullying. That simply made my siblings just so mean to me. Essentially, they molded to fit their social environment. I wanted to stand out and be different. So something else that made a huge change in social structures, healthcare. You see, when we moved from New York to Ohio, it was because my mom's job had transferred her. When the factory in Ohio shut down, she was jobless. She collected unemployment for a few years. She did eventually find a permanent job, but when she did, it was long after her cancer had come back. Due to the fact that she had been unemployed, we did not have sufficient health care to ensure that she was well taken care of. Healthcare is a social structure that changed my family dynamic. Well, folks, that's all the time we have today for Is You or Is You Ain't. I'm your host, Jenny from the block. See you next time.
Send a little down, send a drop on it. She gon' call me